New this morning, the U.S. State Department is ordering all staff to evacuate the embassy in Yemen and is telling non-essential personnel there to leave the country. This comes after terror threats led to the shutdown of several U.S. embassies and consulates in the Muslim world last weekend. U.S. intelligence officials say a communication between the al-Qaeda chief Ayman al-Zawahiri and his deputy in Yemen revealed plans for a major attack. Congress says the plot for the attack was in its final stages, but won't describe it anymore. It also won't say exactly how it got the information. Remember, the U.S. government shut down a lot of embassies over the weekend. Some of them, including ones in Iraq and Afghanistan, have reopened. Well, this comes after security officials in Yemen say a suspected U.S. drone strike killed 4 alleged members of al-Qaeda. The officials say a missile hit a car carrying the 4 men in the country's east region, setting it on fire, again killing all of the men. One of them is believed to be a senior member of the terror network. All right, at 5:32, police say tension between rival motorcycle clubs in Albuquerque may have led to a shooting that left 1 man dead and hurt another. And happening now, they're working to keep threats about retaliation from becoming a reality. Shootout happened Sunday afternoon at Epi's Motorcycle Services on 4th Street near Manal. Police say 3 men rode to a fundraiser there and started shooting. Investigators say people in the crowd shot back, and one of the men who started the chaos, Jepheth Seaman, was killed. Another man was shot in the leg. Riders with the Black Berets Motorcycle Club who are helping out at the fundraiser tell us that they were targeted by the outlaw biker club, the Bagos.
They came over here and retaliated against us because we're strong here in Albuquerque.
Albuquerque's police department says it has gang detectives working the case to try to prevent any violence that could be fallout from the shooting from the weekend. They're also trying to find out who fired the shot that killed Seaman. And happening now at 5:33, a plan to ban most abortions in Albuquerque after 20 weeks will probably not go on October's ballot, and that could leave you with a big bill. City Clerk Amy Bailey has until early next month to verify that the late-term abortion ban has enough valid signatures to go to voters, but to get the question on the city election in October, she has to approve the signatures by the middle of this month. Ms. Bailey says so far her office has verified less than a third of the signatures. That means a $600,000 special election would probably be needed. And that's not the only cost. Albuquerque City Council is worried about the ban, if it's approved, may not be constitutional, so the city would be in a tough spot.
If it is passed, the city will be sued if we enforce it, or will be sued if we don't enforce it. And I think that puts the city in an untenable position.
It might be a win for some people with certain, obviously agendas, but it's not a win for the city.
Now, if the city needs a runoff election after the vote in October, the abortion question could always go on the ballot then as well. Well, a hearing for the horse slaughterhouse in Roswell has been postponed until Thursday. It was supposed to be yesterday, all after animal rights groups got a restraining order to prevent the plant here and one in Iowa from opening until the environmental impact is evaluated a little bit more. But if the plant's opponents eventually lose this suit, they will have to cover the company's losses. The hearing is going to decide how much bond the animal rights groups will have to post for this to happen. Valley Meats wants the bond to be at least $10 million. The judge has pushed the hearing back because he needs more time to decide on the issue. Albuquerque's west side is now a step closer to getting a shopping center, just like ABQ Uptown. Yesterday, city councilors unanimously approved a plan to rezone nearly 570 acres near Paseo del Norte and on Sur Boulevard. The part of the plan is to encourage companies, restaurants, and high-end shops to go to the west side, just like they did with ABQ Uptown over on the east side. The plan could create 5,400 jobs in the area, more than 30% more than are there right now.
The potential for creating that many high-end kind of office type jobs and that sort of thing, has a good potential, since, as is currently the case, so many people who work in kind of office type environments are driving from the west side to the east side.
Now, we talk with counselors who say they really believe this plan will work and stores will come because this part of town on the west side is one of the few areas in the city that is booming. The City Council has also approved the 11 people to help with ideas to fix the Police Oversight Commission. The POC is supposed to investigate complaints about police misconduct, but not everyone is convinced all of them are really getting investigated. The task force is made up of community members, retired police officers, nonprofit groups, and People who represent civil liberties and government groups, they'll figure out ways to improve the POC. Well, Albuquerque Mayor R.J. Berry is not happy about what happened on an airport shuttle bus, and now he's launching an official inquiry about it. We told you about a couple from Portland, Ron McCoy and Chris Bowers here. They visited Albuquerque in June for the city's Pride Fest. McCoy tells us when the two sat at the front of one of these Sunport shuttle buses holding hands, the driver became outraged and told them, "Get to the back of the bus." The mayor was upset when he heard what happened and has now asked his Office of Diversity and Human Rights to investigate and see if the city needs to review its contract with Standard Parking. That's the company that runs the car shuttle buses.
For two reasons. Number one, we want to make sure that we get to the bottom of what happened. Number two, we want to make sure that we can create opportunities for this particular vendor, this particular employee, to get whatever training that they need to make sure this never happens again.
Mayor says when the inquiry is complete, he plans on sending a letter to the couple, hoping they'll give Albuquerque another chance. Well, today, cities across the nation and around New Mexico are celebrating the 30th anniversary of National Night Out. It's designed to bring people, city leaders, and more together to get to know one another and to come up with ways to fight crime. City leaders and crime prevention organizations in Albuquerque are hosting events all over the city for you tonight.
We have well over 100 events all over this city, ranging in size from neighborhood association events in a large park to individual block parties that are essentially centered around neighborhood watch programs.
One of the events in Albuquerque is with the ABQ Park Association. That starts at 5 tonight on Mesilla Northeast. In Santa Fe, the New Mexico Department of Public Safety will be hosting an event at the Plaza downtown. That starts at 6.